Here at Strutmasters, we always like to give you some tech tips. So what we're going to do is we're going to just assume I want to buy this car. First of all, I never look at a car at night. It's simple. Just the visual impact is gone. You can't tell if the paint is bad. You can't tell if it's really been in an accident because it's dark and there's shadows. So during the day, I always like to look at the paint, make sure that it's all one color, because a lot of times if the paint is old, it'll be duller here than duller up front. Wherever they painted it, it's just going to be a nicer color because the paint is fresh. Something else that people really don't look at a lot of times is underneath the car. They do their walk around, make sure all the lights are in place, make sure that stuff is cool. But you can look underneath and it doesn't take much and you can see what's going on. If you look underneath, say it's a rear wheel drive car like this, there's an independent rear suspension, there's a center section, there's oil in that center section. If that cover's wet, you might have a leak. Or you may have a leak up front that's blowing back. That's a reason to be concerned, because that is something that could cost you money later on down the road. And let's face it, you're spending your good hard-earned money on this stuff. You don't want to get something and in 6 months you're replacing a rear end that's going to cost you a few $1,000s or worse, an engine. So I like to look in here, just look in the wheel well. I see that it's a spring. It's not struts all the way around. Just see if they're new springs. If they're old, they could be worn out. If they're new, that means that someone's been in it. Shake the car. If you hear clunking and noises like that, that means that it could be a body bushing loose, or the mounts for this rear suspension are loose and wore out. That's really important. Look at the tires. Take a penny. Take the penny, stick it upside down. If you can see Abe's head, the tires need to be replaced. They could be expensive depending on the size. Look at your wheels. If somebody can't drive and they live in a neighborhood where there's curbs, right here, this edge where the outside of the bead is going to be tore up. Why? Because they're using that curb as a guide. There you go. These tires are expensive, and in some cases you can't fix them. What if the car has aftermarket wheels from overseas? Now all of a sudden you can't find these wheels. You're looking for a used one, or you're buying a whole set. Think about what you're getting into. Don't just look at the visual impact. Oh my God, I got to have this car. Remember that. Once you look at all that and you're satisfied with that, if you need to check a door, open and close the door. Make sure it sounds right. Then you go up to the front.